Welcome to the My Steve podcast.
What's up? This is the the By Steve podcast, episode number 8. We are pushing through. We're getting through some podcasts now. Just a slight reminder that this is unedited, so what you get is what you get. So apologies, no apologies on that. There was a longer podcast focusing on Movember and men's mental health put out on the weekend. So if that's something that you're interested in, scroll back through your Spotify or wherever you're listening to the podcast and check that one out. Important topic covered for about 20-30 minutes there. This is the selection rejection potential podcast. So for those of you that have listened to some of the podcasts before or know a little bit about me via social media or just personally, you will know that I have over the last 2 years represented Great Britain at the over 40s basketball, both world and European championships, and we have just started preparing for the next rotation of selections, and that will be in January on the 22nd, 21st, around about that time. It's a weekend towards the end of January. That will be the final selection weekend. I am ecstatic, excited, over the moon to announce that. 2 weekends ago, I was away with pretty much 30 invitees, and that group was cut down to 20. And I made the selection to go from 20 to what will be the final team selection in January down to 12. Now, is there something to celebrate there? You're only in the final 20, Steve. You haven't made the 12. No, I haven't. And this is where selection rejection comes in. I am absolutely buzzing. And I will say this, the final 20 is probably the best group of basketball players that I will ever have the opportunity to play basketball with, I believe, right now. And the best group of basketball players that I will ever have played with in the history of my basketball life. Now, for those of you, again, that know a little bit about me, like I have a very small, limited basketball history. In England, I played some National League Division 2, a little bit of Division 3, which is, you know, high level for Britain. It's not high level for the world. But the one thing that I know is that in this group of 20, there are multiple professional basketball players which I have paid money to watch. And this group has got exponentially better. So the fear is now that, am I just there to make up the numbers for the training team? Or will I be able to make the cut and get into this 12 and go to the European Championships in Italy next year? With a group of players which I believe, looking at, could potentially win some medal. The last time I was at the Euros, we came 4th. They gave us a medal. Who wants a 4th place medal? When we was at the Worlds, we came 9th or 10th. I think it was 9th. I forget. But now we're looking at a group of players that like are very, very good at basketball, which includes myself, but like there are some very, very high-end names in there which I am amazed and looking forward to playing with and being a part of that group. So, what do the next 8 weeks look like? Obviously, we're going into Christmas and New Year. This is the toughest training period of anybody's gym and training life. The nights are dark. The mornings are dark. It's wet. It's cold. Unless you live in Dubai, it's miserable. The gyms are cold. The training sessions are murky. The mince pies are out. The social events are here, like the Christmas celebrations, the work parties, the family parties, the Christmas days, the Boxing days. So The important thing to remember right now is that the grind does not stop. And the important thing for anybody who wants to make this final selectional 12 is that the grind doesn't stop. The coaching team of Jesse Zanzant will definitely make some tough choices. They have a lot to consider moving through this Christmas period, going into that final selection. But fitness is key. Wellness is key, strength is key, as much as the basketball side of stuff. They're always pushing to know that those guys that are involved are out in the gym, looking after themselves and preparing themselves as best they can in between the camps, which are about every 6 or 7 weeks. And there will be a very quick, short turnaround from the selection process in January to when we fly out to Italy in June. So, going back, selection rejection. The strength of the program for MaxiBasketball is not based around one player. And selfishly, obviously, I want to be a part of this. But I am fully aware that the program does not revolve around one guy like myself. And success will be made, success will be had on court with the best 12 players who get to go to Italy. So I am definitely preparing myself to give my best self the opportunity to get into that team. But I am also preparing myself for the fact that nothing is given, and that for us to win a medal and be successful in Italy, that might mean that I get to stay home and WhatsApp some people and find out what's going on. But this is a punchy, little short podcast just to say that I'm absolutely buzzing to be reselected to be a part of this process. Basketball's a massive part of my life. This GB Maxi program has saved me on many times from myself on the days where life has been tough. And basketball as a whole has kept me honest and on the straight and narrow for a long, long time. So, for those of you that know me personally or want to give me a shout out, reach out on social media at the By Steve podcast on Instagram, Train by Steve, Instagram work, which is my work page. Just reach out, and if you've got some motivational words, let me know what you think I should hear or what I should know moving forwards into this winter period to keep myself motivated. Outside of that, this was just going to be a 7-minute shout out. I've got to 8 and we are done. Basketball news will be intermittent between the selection camps and the processes of being picked. So I will keep you updated for those of you that are interested. But just remember that all things are possible if you put your mind to it. Train, focus, study. Because I know that if you look at the names on the list of this selection process, nobody knows who I am. I know that for a fact, and maybe they do now, but they're probably more aware of me. But there's some names on there that you walk into gyms and basketball halls and people know who those players are straight away, whereas you would probably have to Google me and get 0 responses. Google says no one knows who Steve Foster is. Never mind, it's all good. Proving myself right on a daily manner on the basketball court and training hard is the way to succeed in this world for Maxi Basketball. Anyway, enough waffle this fine Tuesday. Peace out. Celebrate with me. Give me a shout out. Reach out. Say what's up. Follow me on social media, please. I will put some tags in the description. Let's get this podcast moving now that it has 8 episodes. Peace out. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday, people, and I will speak to you soon.
Welcome to the By Steve podcast.